Salutations, everyone! So I was thinking of what to make next because I don't know how to make content, and then I made something that I was actually pretty proud of, which I didn't see coming, and I didn't know how to make a video of it, so I thought I'd describe my process or whatever. I don't really go too in-depth with the actual character and design because I already made her up prior to this video, so I'm further developing her a little bit more in the speed paint. If you have any ideas or questions, maybe I could make this into a series and talk about other facets of making characters to the best of my ability. So, leave your ideas in the comments below, please. On to the video. So, the first thing that I did was block out the general gestures and poses of this character. She's the protagonist of a little short story that I wrote, but it came to my attention that the writing didn't give me too much room to develop her character or mannerisms too well, so I've been drawing concepts of her within her more personal life to remedy that. I'm a lot better at writing characters in one-shots of their interactions on a smaller scale, like what they do with their friends and in their free time, the dynamics of their relationships, etc., but the interactions that they have with their world and integrating them seamlessly into the plot has been a big struggle, so I should probably work on that. You can see me working over and changing a lot of stuff while it's still in its earlier stage, and I play with it a little throughout. I also resize this piece a lot, so please, try to ignore that as much as you can. Next, I refined my sketches, which tends to be tough for me because this is often the stage where my gestures that were originally exaggerated and lively in the sketch grow stiffer and stiffer the more that I detail and define. This wasn't as big an issue this time around, which was super exciting for me. It wasn't insanely effective because I didn't do it in the simplified style that might be more ideal for comics or animation. Maybe I'll do a video next on practicing stylization or something. Don't hold me to that. Now I'm doing some flat colors, which I tried to take more time planning, because in a lot of my older work you can tell that I don't have a clear understanding of the relationship between colors when making artwork, especially with clothing and backgrounds. Actually, in general, I don't know what I'm doing with color in a lot of these. When I look at art or media, I can analyze it and appear pretty well versed on the subject in conversation. I can advise others on what to do in their work too. I just struggle when it comes to utilizing those skills in my own work. Same thing goes for writing music, even though that's totally irrelevant, has nothing to do with this project, but you don't care, do you? And by the way, a good way to make your colors feel a little bit more together is by taking the colors you want to use, making a palette out of them, and overlaying another color on top of your palette. You can use whatever color you liked. I chose yellow on the concept on the far left. You hear how I got like the soft light and that yellowy orange color, and you put it on top, and all of a sudden the colors are just slightly more together there. I also feel kind of iffy about giving her so many cool colors because I reference blood and roses in relation to her so often in the short story. So I feel like these designs may change in the future, especially when it comes to the stylization part of this. Oh, and with the whole palette technique, if you're using traditional stuff, the alternative to this would be mixing all of your colors with like a color like purple or brown to make them feel a little bit more united. Ooh, I'm rendering now, which is usually fun and takes the most time out of everything I do. I just started using Procreate a couple months ago, and I think I've gotten pretty good at it. I only use like 3 different brushes in this drawing, the 6B pencil that comes with Procreate for some minor details, the Jing Sketch Sharp Render for the sketching, and the Edge Control brush from the same pack for some of the shading. Edge Control is probably one of my favorite brushes of all time. It's super good and I can't recommend it enough. Also, quite the tangent, I know, but I have OCD, and I might have mentioned that in my intro video. I'm supposed to implement one glaring mistake, or inconsistency, that I cannot remove or alter, because exposure therapy. I just have to leave it in there. So I made her guitar like super short. And I'm telling you all this because I really like music and I don't want people who are more knowledgeable on guitars and rock than I am to think that I'm stupid. Because alas, I am but an insecure artist that's just trying to get in some good old-fashioned exposure therapy going. I'm still laughably proud of how the rendering turned out because I was really worried that the expressions and gestures would be lost in the final product. This work still has quite a bit left to be desired, but I'm still pretty happy about it. So to better differentiate the environments that Dama's in, I thought I'd add some lighting, which is super new for me, so woohoo, it didn't suck. The first is from her bedroom window in the evening time after school. The second is on a stage. It's a rock performance with her band. The third is when she's just finished her adventure, basically right before the end of the short story. The fourth is my favorite. I'm just really obsessed with her facial expression there, and it turned out just how I wanted it to, and it made me really happy. It's early morning on a school day there, and the fifth is on a Saturday morning. It's kind of my least favorite because I couldn't replicate the eyes properly, but other than that, I think it's fine. After that, I was basically done, so I wrote a ton of stuff about her, and that's it. I'll just leave it up on screen for you to read now. It's also on my Instagram if you want to check that out. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it wasn't too scrambled for your liking. This was more of a what did I do and why than a how-to, so sorry if that's what you were hoping for. Constructive criticism and suggestions are wholly welcome, as always. God bless you all. I'm gonna sleep now. Bye!